and he lacked the skills to sell. And he knew if he was going to be successful as an entrepreneur, he had to be able to sell. Now, whatever you're going to sell, he had to be able to sell. Also, he didn't like rejection. All right? So you go up to somebody's door, you knock on their door, and you want to sell them something, they say, "What you had? Close the door." How many of y'all sold bean pies like I did, door to door? How many of y'all sold fish door to door like I did? Did everybody welcome you to their door? No. But we talk. Okay, let's go to the next door. Okay, don't stop. Let's go to the next door. So what did he do? He went to work for Xerox. Now, when he went to work for Xerox, he was working at a place where he left. He was making more money from the place where he was working at. Why did he choose to go to Xerox? He said because they had a training program. They had a sales training program. Okay, that could teach them how to sell. Now, he almost lost the job because he wasn't selling. But he eventually stayed at it till he got good at it. All right? And his goal was to become the top salesperson at Xerox. And when he became the top salesperson, he quit and left. Why? Because he had met his goal. His goal was to stay there and retire. Okay? You know, that was what his goal. That's what he just said. Remember what I just said now. He wasn't following his poor dad's advice. He was following his rich dad's advice. His goal was to stay there and retire. His goal was to learn the skills, overcome what a problem he had, shyness, and being rejected, and then move on. Right? So, Robert's viewpoint was the way to increase one's financial intelligence is by solving the problem in front of you. Okay? Now let me repeat that. The way to increase one's financial intelligence is by solving the problem in front of you. One of his problems that he had when he went to Xerox was he didn't know how to sell and he was shy. That was the first problem he had to solve before he go on to the next one. Okay? And what he's saying is, whatever problem you have in front of you, and that's stopping you from doing whatever it is you want to do, solve that problem first. There are going to be other problems or challenges. You don't let they all be challenges. There are going to be others that's going to come up. Yes, ma'am.
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yes. The way to increase one's financial intelligence is by solving the problem in front of you. So, he says, every worthwhile goal has a process, and it takes work. Now, who do you think he's been studying? And this kind of language, Hardy may have taught us some of this. It may have been the same language, but he taught us some of this some time ago. All right, that's why it's so easy for me to embrace what he's talking about. All right, understand now. He didn't come up with this on his own. He didn't come up with it on his own, but it's so consistent with what we have been taught. All right, so. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He says every worthwhile goal has a process, and it takes work. Now, here's the next one. People fall short in this area, according to Mr. Kiyosaki, because they want the money, but not the process. Huh? Is that so true? Okay. All right. Many people don't realize it's the process that makes them rich. Now, you know, I've taken rich and I've come up with I'll use another term he uses. I don't know if y'all remember. That's how I do my test. All right. I test those who sit in my class by asking for those who've been when things come up, what do they mean? So now, when I say, what's the other category I use for rich? Because I tell you that rich, and I always say this, rich really is what someone else's viewpoint is of someone, or their perspective of someone. No one knows if they're really rich. They just look that way. And they really could be. But you don't know that. All right? Okay. But, well, let's say there's another definition I use as opposed to being rich. Financially free. But now, can you define financial freedom? You all may not remember. So, those of you who have your pencils and papers up, write this down. This is the definition of financial freedom. When you have returns from your assets, when the returns from your assets, the returns from your investments, when they exceed what it costs for you to live, when they exceed all your expenses, exceed them, that means all the expenses you have the returns from your assets exceed them, where you don't have to physically work, and no one in your home has to physically work, you've achieved financial freedom. Okay? That's being financially free. All right? So let me say it again. When the returns, not just buying the asset, when the returns from your asset, when the profits from your asset, when they exceed all your expenses, and no one has to work in your home, and you don't have to physically work in your home, you've achieved financial freedom. Now, wouldn't we all want to be financially free? I know I would. Okay. Anybody understands freedom? That's a concept that's easy to understand. All right. This is what we're talking about financial freedom. All right. All right. So, anytime I say rich, you'll hear me quickly say financially free. And when I say financially free, now you'll understand what I mean. Okay. All right. So many people don't realize it's the process that makes them rich or financially free, not the money. Now, let me give you a concrete example. Well, most of y'all know who Donald Trump is, right?
Yes.
All right. When he went into casino business, was he a success at the business or was he a failure? He's a failure. Did he stop?
No.
How many times did Donald Trump, I don't know, but how many times he declared bankruptcy? Ain't no telling how many times he's declared bankruptcy. Did he stop?
No.
He just started over again. Right, because he knew the process. All right? He didn't stop. Okay, this didn't work. Oh, I'm going to go back to. And the one thing he always went back to, because he knew the best was what? Real estate. Real estate. Real estate. He wrote a book called The Art of the Deal. All right? He knew how to put them together. All right? He knew how to put those deals together. Okay? But real estate is something he always knows, and that's what he's always gone back to. Now, he's branched out, but that's what he's done. And it's the process he's learned. I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go. Right. Each time you don't achieve success with a project or business venture, remember, the process is more important than the goal. Okay? The process is more important than the goal. All right? So if you fail, don't quit. Keep going. They say, the old adage, they say, well, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Well, that may be so. But you know what Mr. Kiyosaki would say? He said, well, that just means I've got to start 10. Right. That's all. Okay, so if 9 out of 10 fail, I'm just going to start 10. Because the one that's successful will pay for all those that fail. And the knowledge that I've used from those failures will make that one even more of a success. That's the way you got to approach it. That's the way you got to look at it. Okay? Just don't quit. Don't stop. Now, he quotes Warren Buffett here. How do you know who Warren Buffett is? One of the world's wealthiest investors. Am I correct? Right. And that's what he does. He just invests. He makes money from money. His money and other people's money. All right? It ain't all his. Okay. And other people's money. He says this. If you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control your money. All right? If you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control your money. All right? So, it's also important to acquire emotional intelligence. All right? So, you want to be successful financially? You've got to also acquire emotional intelligence. Another reason many people fail in the process of making more money is because they want instant gratification. They want it now. All right? They want this. They want the results right now. Not tomorrow. They want it right now. Achieving emotional intelligence is essential to obtaining financial intelligence. All right. So, Mr. Kiyosaki goes on and says, there are two kinds of money problems. One is not enough money, and one is too much money. Which one would you like to have? Okay? Okay. All right. Those are two problems. Okay, so he said, people do not increase financial IQ 1, making more money, because they stick with what they know, instead of taking a new challenge and learning. They play it safe. All right? They don't venture out. They don't risk anything. But if you do that, you don't learn. The brother who just got this